Friday, everybody.
TGIF, yes.
The weekend is here upon us, and we have a little event going on up in Randsburg this weekend, Old West Days.
Oh, yes.
Will you be attending?
More than likely, I would like to. I don't know if I have
Yeah, so this year it's on Saturday and Sunday,
the time.
10 to 4. So both days.
Uh-huh.
I forgot to completely go check out the schedule and see when the car show is. That's usually what I like to go up for. But I get to be driving the big old red rig tomorrow up there. So I'll hang out for a little bit. Maybe have some pancakes.
Should be have a lot of fun. They got that bar there.
The joint?
The joint, yes.
Yeah. And then they have a new coffee shop someone was telling me about. We all know I love my coffee.
Yes.
So someone was saying that a local person bought an old cafe, flipping it with furniture, and has a coffee shop.
Cool.
So,
Nice place to check out then.
yeah, I'm going to go headhunt. Just a little mini vacation. Speaking of vacations, welcome back. Today we have our senior loan officer, Robert Tulao, all fresh and glowy from his vacation.
Tan,
Yeah.
which I already am. Tan.
How was that?
Excellent. It was a chance for my wife and I to just relax and do nothing.
Yeah, that's
Not
nice.
even walk on the strip. We just did nothing. Lay out on the pool, had dinner, lunch. It was very, very much needed R&R.
That's my favorite part of a vacation is going and just relaxing. I hate when I have to feel like I need a vacation from my vacation when I come home,
Oh, yeah.
you know? Like, I get home and I'm exhausted and
Need another vacation.
yeah. And it's like I don't really feel like I rested at all.
That's true. It does happen.
So where's your favorite place to vacation?
You know, I thought about that. My favorite place, vacation, is anywhere there's really, well, the term vacation, anywhere really.
Okay.
But if you have to ask, I like places where there's a large body of water. The
Oh,
ocean, the islands, the
Okay.
Caribbean, that kind of thing, which I've been to. And spending time near that water. Not so much the desert anymore. I like
so
being by the water.
I'm similar to you, but I like my water more frozen. I like the cold. I like the snow. I like the north.
Well, I could do that too, but the lake isn't frozen. Right?
No,
I want to be able to do some recreational sports in the water.
Like boating and stuff like that,
Maybe
skiing.
boating, fishing, relaxing things.
Okay, I can do fishing. I can do
Yes.
that. Water scares me.
Oh, geez.
I know. But I enjoy the water.
You did. Oh,
I'll
okay.
like at least put my feet in and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm done. And then my son's like running like head first diving in
Of course,
because why not?
of course. Memphis,
He's wild.
he's fun. He's a lot of fun.
He's the most crazy thing. So, today we're going to talk about capturing the culture, the DNA of Desert Valleys, and what better than to have one of our longest employees come on the show. Seasoned. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Experienced, I like.
Experienced. Okay, here we go. So, how about you tell us a little bit about how long you've been here? Maybe through like a name change, a
Yes.
address change,
Well,
learning
was-
who Eric Bruin is.
oh, you really don't want to know your.
Okay, perfect.
I've started with Desert Valleys. Even before it was Desert Valleys, it was Sears Lake Community Federal Credit Union. It
Okay.
was the end of it. And we were still located on French and Balsam at the time. And I've been here a little over 18 years now. In
Look at
fact,
you.
I can tell you,
No one scared you away.
no. I gave a promise to Eric that I will stick by you thick and thin to the end. I did.
That was awesome.
And I've been here that long to where I've given loans to parents, and now I'm giving loans to their children. Now that is an eye-opener to me.
I was going to say, what is that like?
It's an eye-opener, believe me. I mean, even my daughter, who is back here in Ridgecrest now after college and working on base, and she was one of those kids that were too young to get a loan, is now has her own house. So
That's crazy. That has to be like, that shows the loyalty. The members have grown to know you over their time. And they're trusting you and passing on like their kids' experience with you.
Or value.
Core values. Yes, yes, yes. So, as we go into that, how do the core values aid in your process when you're starting a loan or helping out a member?
Well, the first core value is adaptability. Okay,
Yes.
and I have to tell you, as a seasoned, senior, experienced loan officer, I realize every loan request, every person has a different story as to why they need this. Good, bad, or ugly, it doesn't matter. I will adapt to that request. I don't judge anybody
Yeah.
because it leads to compassion.
Another core value.
Everyone, as I said, does have a story. They may have had experiences in the past that caused them to have some financial hardships. Everybody goes through it. I
Right.
went through it.
I
You might
went
have
through it.
We all go through with it. And
Little fun fact, you gave me my first ever auto loan, so I'm rolling with it.
it's so important to know where these people are coming from and not to judge them for it. So when I hear it and I see it, I work with it. I
Right.
work with that member. I adapt to what the purpose of that loan is for. And I'll do everything I possibly can within the rules and regulations of the credit union to see that it comes true.
Well, and I think that shows that you're seeing me as Amanda, not, okay, well, I've seen this before, so I'm going to take it from that. And my story is different than Taylor's story, which is
Exactly.
different than the next person's story.
Yeah, because as I said, I'm going to look for ways to try and make it happen. Okay, a lot of people think the credit score is what's going to make or break the loan.
I did forever.
But we're different. We're not like any other institution. Yeah, it is important. It doesn't tell the whole story of that individual, what that credit score is. Things happen, as I said, in their past that caused it to happen. You know, so I like to read between the lines. That's why, to me, having an interview with someone face to face, as opposed to just looking at them as a piece of paper, well, this is the credit score, approve or decline.
Right, right.
You know, one of the things I like to look at, especially those individuals who've been with me for a while, before I even talk about an interview, I look at their account to see how they utilize the services that we offer. In other words,
Oh, okay.
the more often they use the services that Desert Valleys offer, the easier to make a decision whether to approve or decline the loan.
So if I have an active checking, if I'm utilizing my savings,
Exactly. You have direct deposit.
okay.
You come here regularly. Everybody sees you, knows you. It does make a big difference, as I said before. I think I mentioned this to you. Who is easier to give a loan to, someone you know or someone you don't know?
Right, yes.
Now, I don't know the person personally. I know them through their account. I like to see,
You can see the activity. They
Yeah.
didn't just open up yesterday and now they're,
yeah, wanting a loan.
Hey, what's
Those are sometimes easier or difficult to decide whether to do it or not. But
I'm
once
sure
again,
there's still people that come in and there's reasons,
there's
our
always a story.
APRs or,
There's a story behind it. And I like to read between the lines to see what's going on.
so does that go into building the relationship with a member
Most
themselves?
Most definitely.
Okay.
There are some individuals who've been with me for so long that they come in, hey, Robert, I need to borrow this to do this. I said, fine, give me a minute, let me look at it, and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, the amount of time, so Robert's office is right next door to mine. The amount of time I hear people knock on his door and they're like, hey, Robert, you got a minute? Hey, Robert. Hey, Robert. Or when he's on vacation, they're like, where's Robert? Where's Robert?
Well, it's a good feeling.
It is.
It gives me that sense of people still trust me.
Yeah.
Another
Or,
value.
and it's also, they just want to stop by and say hi to you
True.
or just give you an update or something like that. That, to me, signifies a strong relationship.
Of course. I mean, even when you go out, let's say, out and about the small town of ours, of Ridgecrest,
Yeah.
I'm going to run into you one way or another. Okay? You will run into me and you'll say hello. And my wife will go, who's that? I go, it's a member. that
Okay.
I've helped in the past. And she goes, wow. Because my kids used to say, God, isn't there anybody in town that you don't know?
You're all me. Probably not.
It's not my intention to know everybody, but it is good to know that people know me. They
Yeah.
recognize with me. And so it's part of that building that relationship with the credit union.
And I mean, it's not saying that, oh, you have to be a member here for so long or anything like
no,
that.
No. You
It's-
got to start somewhere.
It's that you're seeing a person as that, just they're a person.
I agree.
So I think that's amazing. And that helps the process. For me personally, when I came in, I was like, my credit's, been jacked up. I've made some bad decisions, and I never felt judged personally. I always felt that you were helping, and like that for me was the comforting factor. So I appreciated that. Like, I'm pretty sure because I'm a sissy, went back out to my car and I like cried because I felt like you saw me as a person, not as a screw up of my past. And I could talk to you freely about my 18-year-old credit card and stuff like that.
I will never judge anyone. I don't want to be judged. I don't expect to judge you.
So is there a story in particular that sticks out in your mind that... or a
Exactly.
few?
Well, exactly. There's the one, it's always the first loan I ever gave
Okay, so this was still...
at
Searles
at
Lake.
Balsam and French.
Okay.
And this one individual came in and he wanted a personal loan, which is a tough loan to grant anyway. It's a signature
Is that
loan.
a signature loan?
It's a personal loan, a signature loan. It's very difficult to grant because there's no collateral involved. So it's
So
just
an
like
auto
having
loan, you have
yeah.
an auto.
a pink
home.
slip.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
This one, I just hand over the money and hopefully you pay me back, basically.
Okay.
Well, this individual wanted a personal loan to fix the car in order for him to get to work. He worked up in Olancha at Crystal Geyser.
Okay.
I mean, he was there with his family, the kids, etc. And we sat down, talked about it for a little bit, what the purpose was. He said, for the car loan. And he gave me a little bit of history of what was going on in his life, which, as I said, is important to me sometimes. And he said that he was trying to fight custody for his kids. He works up at Crystal Geyser. He's there almost every day. But every time he gets there, his car keeps breaking down. I can relate.
Okay.
Cars break down.
Yeah.
Especially when they're older. And so,
Especially when you're putting miles on, it might not seem like a lot when you're daily driving it, but he's going all the time back and forth.
and taking consideration inclement weather when winter came around.
Yeah.
And so I took the information and sent him on his way. I sat down, reviewed it. His credit obviously
Colorful.
had issues. Yeah, good term, colorful. And so I looked at it and I was a little bit uneasy with it because it is my first loan.
Okay.
I sat down, I presented it to Eric. He says, Robert, when that little hairs on the back of your head start to stand up, you might want to decide whether to do it or not. You might want to look at turning it down. I go, Eric, but there's more to it than just that. It doesn't look good on paper, but there's something else. And I understand his reasoning for the request.
Okay.
He goes, well, do your diligence, Robert. And I did. I started looking more into it. I contacted his HR to see not what he was like as an employee, but I asked, would you hire this person back? He goes, that lady said, you know what? If I had 10 of these guys, I'd hire him on the spot. He is a hardworking individual. He was always there, but his car keeps breaking down.
So it matched up.
It matched up. And she said, I even had to pick him up a couple of times just before he got to work. He was on the
He
side
was
of the road.
trying. Yeah. He was doing
And
his
so
best.
that gave me feel more comfortable at ease to, okay, yes, I can do something here. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take this risk. I gave him, because the credit score is based on risk,
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I'll grant him this loan. Okay, I gave him the loan. He got the loan. A few months later, he moved up in the company. He has now got custody of his kids. Things worked out so well for him because I gave him a chance. It changed his life.
I was going to say, I was literally being like, you helped change his life.
Oh, yeah,
The course of it.
Since then, he has moved on. He no longer worked at Crystal Geyser. He moved out to Lake Isabella or whatever.
Okay.
And he's gone on to bigger and better things.
That's amazing. But like, it just took a leap.
Faith, a trust.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all people need. Give them an opportunity. And I'll give someone a chance in most cases, but I don't want to take all the risks. You got to do something for me, not me personally, but for the credit union to make something happen.
Right.
Give me something that I can, yes, you make me feel comfortable now. I will do this for you. I may not approve them for the amount they requested, but at least give them a start so that we can get to that.
Get to going.
Yeah,
The end goal.
Uh-huh.
So,
It's very, very important. That's how I look at a person coming into requesting a loan. Just, what is it?
so what products do we offer that can help people with either starting credit, building credit,
There's several ways.
even building a relationship with us?
Well, yeah, building a relationship is always important. But
Yeah.
there are several products that we do offer. One of them is we have what's called an STS loan. It's a short-term small amount loan. It was originally designed several years ago by Eric to eliminate people having to go to these payday loans, which are
Like the check into cash,
they're
something like that.
basically considered predatory loans. And they charge such a high interest rate. And once you get into that trap, that cycle, it's very difficult to get out of.
So, and that's the one where, say it's the week after payday, but I need extra cash.
Exactly.
Okay. And I go in, they give me money, and then on payday, I have to go pay them back plus probably more than half of my check again.
Well, this STS emergency loan basically is a quick, short $500 loan, 6-month payments. It helps establish credit. There are certain qualifications for it, which I really don't have to get into now, but they're
Yeah.
simple qualifications.
Okay.
Talk to one of our tellers, and they'll explain it to you, or us, the loan officers, so where we can tell you how you can qualify for these things.
For the
Very simple.
STS.
For the STS loan.
Okay.
That's one way. Another way is obviously a share secured loan.
Okay.
Another credit builder where we don't know you, we don't have any really strong connections here. So a person gets paid, needs the money to pay their bills.
Right.
Let's say they got paid $500.
Okay.
Well, instead of paying your debt or your bills, put the money in your account. I'll give you a loan against that $500.
So,
I'm using your money as collateral,
okay.
but you need to pay the bills. So here's our $500, pay your bills. I'll charge you a very small interest rate. You pay your bills, so you're still paying your bills, but you're also building credit at the same time. Because credit is based on timely, monthly payments.
Right.
It's not just getting a loan, it's making those payments
On time.
on time, every time.
Yep.
For a given amount of time. That will help establish your credit. It'll move up to the next level. Maybe the next time you get a loan, because you did that so well, you may not need
To
the money
put the 500
or
in.
1,000 or whatever
Yeah.
you need. It's helping establish to where, okay, now you want
You
1,000?
build that little bit of trust, and okay.
Here's $1,000 now.
It's like walking your
unsecured.
new puppy. Like, okay, I'm gonna start with the leash right here, and then we're gonna
Exactly.
go, and then we're gonna go a little further.
Exactly.
Okay.
Along with that, you start building the relationship by using more of our services. Maybe have direct deposit. You come in more. There's a lot of things you can do
Okay.
to help establish that credit. Co-sign or something, or co-buyer
Okay.
would be important too.
And that's on
family
like
member.
a personal loan or just auto loan?
Could be a personal loan or an auto loan.
Okay.
You can step up and offer us a co-buyer to be on the loan in case, to help establish that you can make these payments.
Someone else is saying, I
Will back-
vouch for this
I will
person.
back this person in case they decide or cannot afford to make the payment. I will cover for it.
Okay.
That's basically what it is. Usually parents will do that for their children
Okay.
to get them
On
road
the
of
track
financial-
and
yeah.
start.
Another thing that I don't know if it's been talked about is financial literacy. We have that, what was it now? I can't remember at this time.
Bite of reality?
Bite of Realities,
Yes. That
which-
will be coming back in April of next year, hopefully.
I like that program.
Yes.
I've been at it every single time it's been open.
So for viewers watching Bite of Reality, unfortunately, this last year due to the
COVID.
pandemic and COVID, I did not get to throw a Bite of Reality.
Participate, yes.
But it's where there's different stations set up
Exactly.
that are like real life stations. There's a credit union, there's, I think, a store, a car,
Dealership, entertainment.
Yeah, different things. And students get a packet. That's your life. It has a credit history, it has an income,
Where
it
you
has
work.
debt. Your family.
How many kids you have or
Yeah.
no kids, where you work at, et cetera. Yes.
And you have to go and,
Visit.
buy things, get credit. It sounds like you have to go and actually experience a little bit of real life situations.
That happens every day.
Yeah.
And remember, these stations that you go to, they want to sell you the most expensive things that they have.
They want to take your money.
They want to take your money. They don't care what happens to you afterwards. And that goes to mentoring, which is
Yeah.
another core value.
I was going to say that goes back to core values.
We want to educate our young millennials, I guess, because I'm not a millennial.
So it was funny. The other day we were talking on a Zoom that we had,
Yeah.
and they classified me as a millennial. They're like, "You're an older millennial," and I'm like, "I'll take that," because on the inside I feel like a boomer.
Oh, really? A baby boomer?
Oh, I totally do. I like my rye bread. I like my hot cup of coffee or tea. I like sweaters and blankets and books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, that mentoring, this Vital Reality is an eye opener to getting started on that financial road of being competent and responsible.
Yeah. Well, I got to see a couple of the books. And kids writing in there, they're like, I never knew diapers were this expensive. I had to go from, name brand to generic. And
Exactly.
I bought the biggest car and I only have me and my wife. Or,
Exactly. And you have to look, sometimes as a loan officer, you don't look at the present. And kids nowadays, they just look at the present. They may want this real nice expensive car, gets moms to co-sign because the dealer's going to push that.
yeah.
Buy this car now. You buy the car, you have a $500 car payment.
Let me tell you, car dealerships can be pushy.
They're ruthless. They can be.
I was like, whoa, I need to go talk to my credit union. They're like, we can finance you on the spot. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, with mom co-signing or dad co-signing. But then the problem is what happens down the road when I've experienced this. Once a kid gets a car, the next step is moving out of the house.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have a rent or whatever. You're going to move out. But the car payment doesn't stay with the mom. It
It
stays
goes
with you.
And so you add on now your rent payment.
You have rent payment. Oh, I have a friend that'll,
Utilities
Oh.
or,
Yeah. They don't see that. And that's where mentoring really makes a big difference.
my niece, she actually just started going to SDSU. She went to a community college first.
San Diego State?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Go Aztecs. Woo.
Yeah, yes, I'm an Aztec.
Oh, are you?
Yes. I am.
So yeah, she just got us all our first stuff. But through the last few years, she's reached out to me. She's like, hey, I'm taking over this payment. Okay, in a couple months. Hey, she called me again. Hey, I'm taking over this payment. Or do you know of insurance companies? Her cell phone.
Oh, boy.
Things like that. And she was like, I never knew it was so expensive to be an adult. And
And in
was
San Diego, too.
yeah, and I was like, you can totally do it. I think right now she lives with like 9 roommates in a house.
Ouch.
And it's still more rent than what I was paying in like my 1-bedroom apartment by myself. And I was like, but you're totally like paying for the experience of living in San Diego.
True.
And she's making it work. She's being smart. She's budgeting, like she's doing all her things. And I'm like, I wish more students had the chance to experience something like Bite of Reality before they get to that point.
I
So-
believe in it. It makes a big difference.
I mean, our members can always come in and set up some time to chat also about these things too.
Of course.
So, I mean, you can always reach out to me. Feel free to message me on Facebook or send me an email, amanda.diaz@desertvalleys.org. And I will do my best to get answers for you or set you up with someone that can get you some financial literacy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, Amanda, it's been a pleasure. And as a seasoned loan officer.
Experienced
loan officer. I have to tell you, I've seen a few of our marketing individuals coming up. You are definitely a breath of fresh air.
Well, thank you. It's been nice to be here, especially because you guys keep feeding me.
Oh, our potlucks.
Yes, yes. Little fun fact, I do live on more than just coffee.
Oh, I've seen
Most
it.
days. Well, thank you again, and thank you, everyone. Have a safe weekend, and maybe if you see us up at Old West Days, stop us and say hi.
Yes. Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So, I didn't know about this share.